What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Ben Thomas Show. Thanks for coming back, guys. I just released my Hot Toys Leia video, so if you missed it, make sure you check it out after this video. But of course, I wanted to give you guys my thoughts now that we're seeing the blogger photos of this thirst trap Wolverine, because I know there were some questions as to whether the jacket was going to be able to come off or not, especially once Hot Toys removed those photos, and it was a little bit confusing, but now we have better confirmation. So let's both talk about the jacket, the figure body itself, the figure itself, because holy crap, this thing looks insane. And guys, if you like the video, hit the like button, smash the subscribe if you're new to the Ben Thomas Show, and of course, let's get into it.
I give you Ben Thomas Showtime. Here we go.
Okay guys, welcome back. So here we go, another Hot Toys Wolverine video, and I'm going to keep this one pretty quick today because you guys have got my thoughts on this figure in the past, and especially when I compared it to the yellow suited proper version from Wolverine and Deadpool. And honestly, I at first thought that this figure truly was a little on the unnecessary side, because I thought to myself, why would I want both representations? Now, one could argue that in kind of the clutches, in the most pinnacle moments of that film, this is how he looked, right? Shirtless, spread apart, claws out, trying to help Deadpool save the world. And, you know, his shirt being off shows just how jacked Hugh Jackman truly got for this role, well into his 50s, which is an insane transformation, undoubtedly. But of course, one of the critical things that I felt about this figure at the time was that it didn't come with the cowl for that scene, like the piece where you could actually stick it on and make it kind of look like that scene. The cowl came with the yellow suited version, so if you wanted that look, you had to have both figures. And I thought that was a bit of a miss for the figure. The other piece was, while the body was physically impressive, I wasn't sure that I would care to necessarily display him shirtless. Again, for me, the iconic representation that I really wanted to go for Wolverine in my display was definitely the full yellow suit. But, and I gotta give ZORD Photography a massive shout out, because the photos I'm about to show here are his photos, taken right from Facebook, and holy crap, does good photography truly sell a figure to me. The blogger photos that they put up on Hot Toys website, not bad. But these photos truly show how elegant this figure looks, how physical the figure looks as well, the crazy musculature, especially some of the lat muscles underneath, the weathering, the battle damage, the grease, the grime. It's crazy. And look at the physical presence, look at the abdomen section. It is crazy in terms of a figure. And so I can now understand the appeal a lot more. I like the section of where the accessories can go in your display. I think that is cool. The TVA jacket, I don't really care about, but again, depending on how you want to display them, you can put it on or take it off. Now, that was the controversy with this figure though. When I originally did my take video on this figure, Hot Toys had a ton of photos of this guy shirtless. I mean, in fact, that was kind of how they marketed it. Even though they called it TVA jacket Wolverine, he wasn't really wearing the jacket, it just came with it. But then shortly after that, those photos disappeared. And suddenly any photos that we saw in terms of updates for this figure, the figure had the jacket on. And so I was concerned that figure collectors had gone in, spent the money based on what they saw on the screen with this ripped Hugh Jackman shirtless, going wild, and suddenly they were going to be disappointed if the jacket only came down to the 3/4 zip and that was it. You could pull it open, that's maybe it. That was not going to fly with a lot of people, especially if they spent their, hard-earned money on this character. So I'm happy to see that Patrick, once again, shout out ZORD Photography, and some others out there as well, have been able to already confirm that nope, the jacket does come off, and that weathering and battle damage and seamless body that you wanted out of the figure is present here. Why Hot Toys decided to take those pictures down makes no sense to me. If anything, it just eroded confidence with collectors, and it honestly eroded confidence for me. I was like, man, they don't do anything without thinking about it. At least you wouldn't think so. Why would they take those out? It must have been marketing. It must have been because it's more of a family-friendly film. Maybe they didn't want to advertise a half-naked man to children, but children don't really collect Hot Toys, let's be honest. And it was a rated R film, so who cares? Like, what the hell? It makes no sense to me. So really happy to report here that this figure is as advertised and looks great. The head sculpt, also absolute banger. I think it's exactly the same sculpt that we're getting with the yellow suited Wolverine, but because of the extra battle damage there, it does change it up a little bit, and I'm happy with that. I still think both this sculpt and the yellow suited Wolverine, I just think the head sculpt is so much better than the kind of weird expression we got out of the brown suit. But again, depending on how you want to display it, you could potentially take this head sculpt off and put it on your brown suited Wolverine and put the cowl that you've got with your yellow and blue Wolverine onto this figure in order to make the end scene. So you can swap some pieces around to make the absolute definitive Wolverine display. But guys, now that you've had a chance to see these release photos, is this giving you FOMO? Are you wishing you bought it if you hadn't? Or do you already have this thing on the way? Maybe it's paid off and you're just damn excited to get it in your display. I want to hear from you guys. How do you plan to put this in your collection? What is this going to look like? What does your Wolverine display look like now? Love to hear from you in the comments down below, but I'm keeping it short. If you guys liked the video, hit the like button, smash the subscribe. If you're new to the Ben Thomas Show, stoked about Thirst Trap, Jacked Wolverine. Kind of wish I'd bought it, but I didn't. FOMO, hate to see it. Catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Wow, what a great audience. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Because subscribing makes you feel good.
Where should I go? What should I do?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
It's gone. It's all gone.